Today, I'd like to talk about a fantastic experience that I had at IHOP, of all places, believe it or not. And it prompted me to make this video about how to get more tips as a service provider. In this case, as a server at a restaurant, okay? But this can be applied to any service, okay? Any service. I've been in the customer service business for 35 years. Of all places that I expected fantastic service, it came from an IHOP in Lewisville, Texas. Okay, so if you're ever in an IHOP at Lewisville, go check out Michaela, ask for her, and she will take great care of you. But I will show you what she did to amaze me. What we'll talk about are the 3 phases of the customer service interaction and how you can get great tips just by applying these particular tips and tricks. So I eat out quite a bit, more than I should, but we go to some high-class places, not often, and we go to some regular places more often, right? So as you would expect, you would think that you'd get the best service, and we usually do, the best service at the higher class places because they're trained better and they know better. But we'll go over some of the things that you can use, some of the tactics that you can use as a server or any customer service professional to get better tips, to get better results, to just make more money from what you're doing, okay? So in this case, this is a great example. A server at an IHOP, which you wouldn't expect to get super great tips, but in this case, I tipped her pretty well, okay? And I am cheap. I normally don't tip more than 15% if you did a great job, but in this case, she just did so well that I just, I just gave her some extra money, right? It was a $30 bill. I gave her $10. I mean, I'd give $5 or $6, whatever, 20, 30%, 20% or so maximum if they did a fantastic job. If they do a great job, you get 15 from me. I'm old school. But in this case, what percentage is $10 from a $30 tip? I think that she was pretty happy, okay? But anyways, what had happened, when we'll talk about the 3 stages, okay? The first stage of the customer service experience is the greeting. In the greeting, you've got your first opportunity to wow your customer. I know it's hard. You go through customers all day long. You go through, jerks, and you go through this. You got to make it as an act, right? You're in a movie. Every time it's the same movie. You're going through the same routine, but you're gonna have to audit yourself and pretend like you're in the movie. So act 1, the greeting, right? What she did was what we normally get at typical restaurants is something as poor as, you want something to drink? No. The first step is to welcome them into the place. Welcome to IHOP, right? My name is, you tell them your name. My name is Johnny. And then you tell them the third thing, I'm going to take great care of you today, okay? You could say, I'm going to take care of you today. That's what most people say. That's what's expected. But if you throw in some adjectives here and there, and it's free to do, right? It's free to do. And if you're a trainer and you want to get your people trained up, this is so cheap and it's so effective. It's not easy, but it's a simple method, right? The greeting, 3 steps. Welcome to IHOP. My name is Johnny. I'm going to take fantastic care of you today. So for the greeting, okay, she says, after she says the greeting, she says, I'm going to take great care of you. How are you doing today? She asked me how I was doing. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm doing good, because I was kind of blown away. I was like, this is really coming from a server at IHOP. I expected base service. But she asked me, how are you doing today? I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. And of course, I'm going to reciprocate and say, well, how are you doing? Here's the trap you can get into right here, okay? Here's the trap you can get into right here. So you don't say anything negative. Oh man, it was tough waking up this morning. Oh, it was hard, this. Oh yeah, I'm even baseline. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. She said, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. What can I get you to drink? And I was like, wow, that is excellent training, or it's excellent. That is an excellent thing coming from her. Never complain, Never say what's wrong with you. Always be positive. It's hard, like I said, it's hard, I know, but be positive. If you're very positive, the likely and the possibility of your experience to be positive is increased, okay? So, you know, you're more likely to have a great customer, right? So you're great, they're great, everything's great. It starts the interaction on a very positive note, and that's what you want, you know? Then you go into your pitch, right? What would you like to drink? You know, we've got this, whatever, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, they get their drink, whatever. Okay. That was one of, she just, you know, initially she said those things. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty good for IHOP, you know. We're not used to that type of experience at IHOP, and we haven't been in such a long time, you know. Quick tangent. We haven't been because it was, the one we used to go to was all run down and it was poor service, and we're like, we're not going to go there, so we're going to go try this one over here. But the one in Louisville, 2 thumbs up. And go see Michaela. Anyways, that's the greeting. The second phase of the interaction is the service period, right? We'll just call it the service period, where you bring out the drink. Here you go, ma'am. Here you go, sir. And then say, let me know if there's anything else I can get. Can I get you, you know, would you like straws? Would you like, you know, napkins? You know, let me know what I can do. Okay, great. Here's your drink, right? Then when they brought the food out to me, now this blew my mind too, right? I ordered some, the breakfast sampler, right? I got the, whatever it was. I got eggs over easy. This is very memorable, okay? Eggs over easy. She came out and she said, hey, here's your meal. I broke one of your eggs popped. I got another egg coming. I was like, no, that's cool. You know, I don't care if it popped. Some people do. Some people. She's like, you know what? Some people care. Some people make a big deal out of it. I'm glad it's okay if you don't care, but I'm going to bring you one anyway. Here's your fresh egg. I was like, wow. So the tip here is, if you see something wrong, or not even wrong, if you see something that you can improve quickly and easily without the customer having to tell you, do it, right? That was so amazing. And I didn't expect that from, I'm not going to say it's a lower tier restaurant, but it's a regular tier restaurant. I would expect that from a higher tier restaurant, right? But here, she's doing this at an IHOP. I mean, really, come on. I mean, this is great. I was like, man, dude. And I told her, you are awesome. I said, this is so good, you know? And then she, you know, went into her story about, hey, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. I'm like, well, you know, you've been doing good. You're doing great. Keep up the good work, right? So the interaction period, would you like some, and then she put it down. She brought me the egg and she said, hey, would you like some sauce with that? Would you like Tabasco? Would you like this, you know, Cholula? Would you like hot sauce? So I said, yeah, bring some Tabasco sauce for my eggs. Yeah, thank you so much. She brought it back, and to go back, she had asked me what I want to drink. I said, yeah, I'll drink some coffee and some water. And she's like, would you like some cream with the coffee? Would you like half and half? Would you like the vanilla, or would you like the hazelnut creamer? I was like, oh man, yeah, that sounds great. Bring me the half and half. She's like, fantastic. Okay, so that was great. The egg thing was awesome. I was like, man, this server, this lady is awesome, right? I was like, she needs to go and work at a higher end restaurant, gets better tips. But you know, she likes it there. We talked a little bit about it. Talked to her manager too, you know. So before the meal, I asked, hey, can I switch out the pancakes with some French toast? She said, yeah, you know, it costs a little bit extra. Is that okay? I said, yeah, sure, whatever. And I asked her, well, what's the difference between this French toast and that French toast? And she was explained it very well. So I remember I looked back into another scenario that I was at a really high class restaurant. It was, I think, Perry's, right? Perry's restaurant. And it was one of my first times. I go there every now and then, but it was a place that I would expect them to understand customer service. And you know, when I asked some questions, I was like, I've heard a lot about your awesome big old pork chop. Can you tell me, you know, what you think about it? The lady said, I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. So I can't tell you. Wrong answer. Okay, it doesn't matter your beliefs. You just give them a great answer, and you say, even if you don't believe in it, you got to act. You got to act the part. You're a server, right? I mean, so her answer should have been something like, I would say, it's about this big, it's tender and juicy. You know, everyone talks about it. You don't have to say, I love it, right? You don't have to lie. You say, everyone says it's great, the crispiness on the top, you know, the juiciness when you cut into it. That's what I would expect from a really high level restaurant, but that's not what I got there. But what I'm saying is that's what I'm getting here. I mean, it was like, goodness gracious, this lady belongs over there. They need to do the old switcheroo between servers, something. But it was fantastic. You know, she did a great job on the service layer, right? So the interaction part, you know, bring in this, bring in the food, here's your food, anything else I can get you. She checked in every now and then, right? Even if you're busy, check in on your customers. You need more drink, you need more this, right? You need some salt and pepper, whatever it is, right? You check. And then the other thing that she said is there anything else I can do for you? She's like, is there anything else I can do to make your experience wonderful? I was like, God, are you serious? And I know if you're a server, you're like, dude, that's never gonna happen. It happened. And if you want to step up, I'm just sharing with you, these are the tips and tricks for you to take in your tool belt to step things up a little bit and get the tips that you want, right? I mean, if you want super tips, you gotta act super. I mean, that's just the way it is. But so she did that. She stepped up. And the whole interaction, and I said, look, you're doing such a fantastic job. I want to talk to your manager. If it's cool, if you're not too busy, just bring your manager over here, and let me just say some good things. She's like, oh yeah, of course. So she walks over to her manager and she's like, hey, my table wants to talk to you. And I overheard her, and she's like, why? You know, and of course, when you say your table wants to talk to your manager, it's usually something bad, right? But she came over here and she's like, you know, I'm the manager. What can I do for you? Is there anything wrong? I said, no, this is so awesome. I would expect this. And I gave her the story. I eat out all the time, blah, blah, blah. And this is such a great experience. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate her, Michaela. And I usually don't remember names of people, but I'm going to ask for her every time I go over there. And I found a place that in my mind, when I say, what do I want for breakfast today? It's all because of her. Right? It's all because of one person that makes or breaks the place, right? Man, I just wanted to share this with you. Okay, so after the main service period, right, is the close, right? So another tip here is my wife got some iced coffee or something like that, and I got hot coffee, and she came back and she said, here's the bill, take your time. We're not hurrying you or anything, but just whenever you feel like it, you can pay me here at the table. I was like, oh, fantastic. And she's like, oh, by the way, would you like a drink to go? And my wife's like, yeah, this iced coffee, I'm done. She's like, well, let me fill you up another one and take it to go. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, would you like one? I'm like, nah, I'm filled up with coffee, I'm good, but thanks anyway. She brought the iced coffee in a to-go cup. We were blown away. So from the beginning, the greeting, the service period, the middle interaction layer, interaction time, and the close of when it's time to pay, it was just 5 out of 5. I mean, 2 thumbs up, right? If I had 3 thumbs, I'd give it 3 thumbs up, So if I'm forgetting anything, I'll put that in. So those are the tips and tricks of how to provide great service, get you better tips, make everything a positive experience, which could possibly lead you to way better tips, way better money, way better way to serve your family, you and your family. So if you like this, give me a like. Comment below on your tips and tricks on how you can share with other servers how to do better customer service, how to get more tips, okay? So like this video, share this with your with whoever you feel that needs to get these tips and tricks. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. I wish you much success in your business, in your work, in your life. Peace out.